So yeah, I had a call from John at HQ's, and he said to me that Channel 4 have been sniffing around the shop wanting a graffiti artist for this programme they're making. Do I want to do it? So I explained to him, look, my rent's fucked, I need to make some money, send them over to me. So I made a couple of initial calls, booked a meeting for them to come down and visit us and see the shop and show them, look, this is a hip hop shop, it's got music, we do open mics, we're a graffiti artist, we've got a load of people about. Massive shop, really colourful, come and do your thing. The night before, I went out to a club with a few of my boys, and Intro and I went out painting afterwards. We got fucking nicked. Channel 4 turned up to the shop the following morning. I'm in the cells, and Odyssey, who opened up the shop for me, said, look, sorry, you'll have to come back another day, David's not about. And they were like, what the fuck, we booked a meeting with him, where is he? And I was like, well, to be honest, he got nicked for graff last night. And they fucking loved it. They were like, yes, the real shit, we want this dude, we want him. So then they come back a couple of days later, really fucking happy. They loved the shop, they couldn't wait to meet me. We had this initial meeting, figured out the fee. I managed to get paid quite well out of it to basically pay my rent, so I wouldn't get kicked out halfway through filming. And so yeah, that started the programme. I had this bloke called James come and live with me for a month. It was a mission, it was hard work. I had to kind of leave my business for a month in the hands of my mates, and I had to do all this filming and this, that and the other, but I knew it'd be worth it. I knew we'd get something out of it, and fingers crossed it worked, man. But as it aired in September, loads of people saw it, we had loads of jobs come off the back of it, and it literally just built the business up and gave us that platform we needed, because we were just a gallery in Brighton, a load of graffiti writers in Brighton. You know, it's hard to attack, you know, never mind about London, but get the country's attention or the world's attention is a big deal, and Channel 4 fucking did that basically. They really helped, and it's been the most aired programme out of the series ever. And it's gone all the way around the world, it's seen everywhere, it's constantly repeated. I think the repeats have probably slowed down now since 2011, but still people send me the odd text, oh I watched Faking It last night, I just cringe. But yeah, it was great fun doing it. It was hard, but it was fun doing it. We had a right giggle, a lot of people got involved, I got as many of my mates in it, and you know, a lot of people earned money off the back of it afterwards. And it was a great thing to do, man. I'm glad I did it. I'd called everyone, all my peers, before I started filming. I said, look, I'm going to do this programme, and sorry if you think it's a sellout, but I've got to do it. And they said to me, no, look D, we know you love graff, you're not going to sell it out, we know you'll represent it to the fullest and show people what the real deal is. And they were all well happy with me, man. No one ever pointed the finger. A few people pointed the finger and they know who they are, and it turned into a bit of a funny game with them, a certain crew. But yeah, it was all fun, man. It ended up being quite fun, and it helped my business, man, and basically paid my bills, fed my son, and yeah, I was happy with it, man. It was a great programme. In the galleries, it's quite hard to pick out a favourite. I like that Bumk dude who was in a show with End of the Line people last year. I think he's amazing with a spray can. I like Nitros's work, Bill London vibes. I've loved putting on his shows because I think he's fucking talented. But it's hard to pick like my favourite gallerist, but one of my favourite artists, writers, street artists, whatever you want to call it, is Jamie Jongo Snore. I just think he's a fucking genius. The way he's so brave with colour and lines, his ideas are just amazing. You can, you know, I've got a job for him at the minute. He's come to see me later, and I'm going to tell him this is what we've got. I need to do something in this area, and he's going to pop out 1,000,001 ideas. He's so clever, and it's not, you know, it's quite childish his work. It's not no serious looking stuff. I just think it's genius, and he's definitely my favourite painter at the minute, I think. And then I love Royd's stuff. I think Royd's sick, and Horfey sick as well. Reebok and Rhyme, the obvious, obviously amazing, but there's an undercurrent of amazing people as well. It's quite hard to pick any. Off the agency, Jamie again, but I think a lot. This dude Gary Milne, he's not a writer, and he never was. He's just an illustrator, but his work is just sick, and everything he's done for Rarekind is just been absolutely he's made us look amazing. He's really good, man. But the other side of it is, well, I don't get to see much because I'm fucking constantly working. So like getting to shows or going around to different galleries or going through the internet and seeing who's doing what, it's quite hard. But so it's a personal thought. It's, you know, what I see in my own world. To me, Jamie Jungo, he's the man of the future. That dude's got a fucking head on his shoulders, man. He's going to do some great stuff, I can see, in the future, definitely. He already has done, and he's going to do more. For bombing, at the minute, Zerks and Teco, I mean, I know they've got, well, sorry to say, boys, but you've got a toy style, but fuck me, you're getting up, man. It's like what Tox was doing a few years back. Not to his extent, but they're doing well. Wall painting, I'm loving what RT do. It's a bit clean, a bit too themed sometimes, but you can't knock them for style and for originality. Well, yeah, you can't knock them for all that stuff. They're doing some really nice stuff. Royd again, blows you away. Tizer, sick. Amazing wall painter, he taught me a lot. But street bombing, yeah, it's got, if it's 2010, 2011, it's got to go to Zerks, because he's killed it. And then obviously 310 foot, I mean, the dude's what a maniac, an absolute crazy fucking lunatic that just didn't give a fuck, and now he's paying the price for it. But you know, if what we do is important, he smashed it. If it's not important, you know, that's a bad thing. But he, you know, thumbs up to him, man, for having that passion, that dedication to do what he did and show the city what he's capable of. Amazing. I don't think anyone's got up as much as him. But it's the price you pay for that type of stuff, man. Somewhere I couldn't go. 1998, 1988, maybe. But them lot were still getting done back then. You know, he put his fingers up to them in a big way, and he got a rapping for it, man. But he's a man, he can deal with it, you know. You put yourself out there, you've got to deal with the consequences, no matter what it is. But yeah, if there was an award to be given, it's got to go to him. There's a runner-up award. I mean, Tox is obviously, I think, super king for getting up. But if there's a runners-up award, I'll give it to Zerks, man. I think he's done wicked. I know he's got a lot of hate on his back in a minute, but fuck me, the dude's got up, man. We'll just have to see how long he goes on for. I think my all-time favourite, and it might sound cheesy or corny, but it has to go to Zombie. The dude's a record breaker. I don't think there's anyone who's been painting trains on this whole planet for as long as that man has been doing. He deserves an award for that. He's a proper legend, man. He's a rude boy. And I know he's got quite a simple style, but he defined London style for thousands of people. He defined that style for everyone, and a lot of people use it. He's very, you know, he's serious about his culture, but he's not egotistical. He's not even fame hungry. He just does what he does, and he's done it for a long, long time. And if there's anyone to be inspired by, it's him. And his wall paintings they're sick as well, and the way he can sketch and all that type of stuff, it's just genius, man. The characters, all those characters in his head are just unbelievable, and the way he can knock them out with all different twerks and different features, and I think it's amazingly clever. And yeah, I'll always love his work, man, always. It's always great to see. So I'd say, yeah, he's probably my favourite of all time, man. He's been the most inspiring, the one you want to be type of thing. I'd love to be Zombie, you know what I mean? One of them. But you've got to have the balls to do it, man, and mine shrunk a while ago, so I doubt I'll get there.
Yeah, Zombie's great.
He's a king, man. Just a fucking genius.
Like, if you see one of those characters, you know where it came from.
Yeah, you know exactly what it's about, you know where it's come from, you know what statement it's making. Yeah, he's just so unique, yet so not unique, you know what I mean? But it's because it started and ended with him. His style is London. His style is London, and that's it. And he's done that himself off his own back. That's a fucking massive feat to take on. He's inspired a whole crew, and then a whole city, and then a whole country, and that's spread. You know, the London style is Zombie. King. I don't know too much about street art. It's something I'm probably... Well, I've got into over the last year or so with the paintings I've done, which have been the lyric-based paintings and sentences that I've been doing with typography. That's probably as close to street art as I'll get, and I'll probably keep doing that. Kind of like following Iron, to be honest, who I think is amazing. But I don't know. I think the public's perception of it is going to change. You know, it's a piss take that they got so much money and fame for fuck all, as far as I'm concerned. But at the same time, they've opened doors for everyone else. And I think the people that have paid attention to street art and street artists have now looked deeper into who's next, what is next, what's this graffiti stuff about. I thought it was the same cup of tea, and it's not. And they're realising it's not the same cup of tea, and they're realising that we painted not for money, but we painted for fame and our peers. A lot of street artists paint for money, straight up. You know, if they ever have an idea, they'll go and put a stencil on the street and go and show it to a gallery and say, I want to sell that. Graffiti artists never did that. They might do a bit now, but they never did that before. I just think, I'm hoping it will swing towards graffiti writers that are in the gallery now. I'm hoping the fame and the money will go to them, the people that are putting the time in on canvases and prints out of the graffiti world. I think they'll get their time now. Street art's kind of eating itself, man. It's the same fucking subjects, the same images, skulls and rats and stencils and wheat paste. It's just all the same shit. And some of it's good. You know, you can't knock Banksy. You know, social commentary and all that. He's done really well. He's a clever man. But there's so many people who just fucking regurgitating the same shit. And there's always been a rule in graffiti, you just don't buy it. You've got to be as original as possible. And that's something that the public should know about and appreciate and think, you know what, I'm going to buy into that. So we'll have to see what happens, man. I thought it would have happened last year with the recession. I thought people were going to drop out and graffiti would rise. It's been a bit slow. But the Art Basel thing in Miami and stuff like that, where they're getting all these great writers to go out, Askew, Reebok, Ryan, and this year apparently Royd and a few others. That's a great thing because it's such a massive art deal and they've got writers going out to paint the streets. I think that's great. And our time will come. Graffiti writers' times will come. Street art, don't know, man. I just don't think I had a big enough passion in it.